Hey, this is Danny Toon from Meshiaak, and it's about to get real on Antihero magazine. Uh, 2013, Dean and I, the guitarist and I, decided to start a project. So we started just writing a bunch of material and that kind of thing, and then got to the time when we needed to start filling in band members and things like that. So we actually had a mutual friend in Australia of John Deddy that I was talking to at the time, and he was sort of like, "Why don't you speak to John Deddy?" And I don't know John Deddy, so he said, "Well, I know him, so what if I put you in contact with him and all that sort of thing?" So it was like, "Yeah, okay, we'll have a chat to him and see if he is interested or whatever, and we'll take it from there." So we, sure enough, he had a chat to him and all that sort of thing, and John was interested, and then we got in contact and spoke about a few things, this and that, and yeah, before you know it, John jumped on board, and we hunted around for a bassist. We got Nick Walker, which is a guy that we both kind of knew, and the rest is history, man. Now we're here. It's a tricky one. Like, band names have been something that I've never really been able to have a concrete thing about. It's always that one thing where I'm like, I really don't know what to call the band and things like that. When it came to writing music or naming songs or albums or things like that, it was like, yeah, cool, I can do that easy. But when it came to naming a band, it was always the one hardest thing to sort of come up with, you know. But when Dean and I were sort of like looking at doing everything, he and I share the same sort of faith and beliefs in things, and kind of the same outlook on life and all that sort of stuff. So we come up with Meshiaak, which actually means Messiah in Hebrew. So it just kind of meant something to both of us, and it had a cool sort of little ring to it. A lot of people can't pronounce it properly, which I tend to like. Yeah, we just kind of played around with that for a little bit, and it just kind of stuck, really. I wouldn't really say there's one song that stands out to me personally. I've got kind of personal attachment to all the songs that are on the album. I suppose it's different when you're a writer though, and you kind of each time you write something, you're trying to write it to a sort of specific level, and something that means something to you, something that you can relate to personally. So that's kind of the approach, and because each song is kind of a piece of me, sort of thing. So I can't really sort of say I've got a favourite one amongst something else or anything like that. It's more kind of each song holds its place for me. Me and Dean are producing it.
Oh, self-producing.
Yeah, so I don't know. Not because we didn't want to sort of outsource a producer or anything, just that we felt comfortable in our own abilities to be able to kind of get it to where we wanted it to be, really. I don't know, I've kind of pretty used to sort of the self-producing type of thing. I've done it a bunch of times before, and Dean's done it a bunch of times before, so it just kind of made sense that, you know, both of us are teaming up together, then both of us kind of co-produce the album, really. I always write about something that relates to me, something that I feel, something that I believe in, something that I kind of would back up even in just general conversation and things like that. I'm not writing about things to try and be fanciful or falsify anything or anything like that. Everything I write about is what is 100% me and the way I feel about things, or personal experiences, or how I feel about a particular subject or something like that. I mean, that's what metal is about. It's that form of expression. It's the only real true form of freedom of speech that we have. You can say pretty much anything you want in a song. You can say exactly how you feel without having to sugarcoat it to anybody. So to me, it's a very important form of expression. Dean and I wrote everything. John contributes his parts, obviously. It's not that any particular member is dictated to or anything like that. Everyone's 100% free to put their own creative design behind things, you know what I mean? And really it's just whatever's going to get that song sounding the way that it should sound, you know what I mean? We're not sort of... we try not to sort of put too many restrictions on anything. We're kind of open to try anything, so if someone's got an idea about something, it's like, try it. If it sounds good in it, we keep it. If it doesn't sort of gel or it doesn't kind of sound good, then we look at a different sort of way of doing things and that kind of thing. So basically what Dean and I kind of come to the table with a shell of what we're kind of thinking sort of thing, and as far as drums and all that sort of thing, but the real flavour of it all comes from Deddy's playing, it comes from Nick's playing, it comes from Dean, it comes from me, so that's what just kind of connects everything together. Metallica, Slayer and Machine Head. And James Hetfield, Tom Araya and Rob Flynn. There you go. Tattoo artist.
That's what I figured.